Hey guys, it's Mathel here once again with the follow-up video for Molten Strike Elementalist using the Oni Goroshi sword and a whole bunch of golems, seeing how the golems go in today's world with less delirium than ever before, which was the main problem for golems last league. And let's just say they're still not in the greatest spot, but you can definitely do them. I feel like if you had maybe more of a range build like my Elementalist Ellie hit, Wanda, then golems probably aren't too bad, as long as you can justify a few of the additional links, because you have to be killing things rather quick for golems to not get shit on in today's world, or invest heavier into their life and resists and all that. Well, not resist, fizz resists and stuff, since they are already immune to elements. Currently, I have set them up with meat shield, so they all have meat shield support and they all have minion life support. And they do rarely die, but on some key fights out there, they definitely take a complete dicking, and it's not very pleasant. The last phase of Awakener, for example, a few maybe chaos type bosses and a few chaos encounters. If you pop some pretty bad harvest crafts, then golems can die pretty handily, since we don't really have that much sustain for them. They don't have much regen. I'm not using a sulfur flask. Things like that would go a long way towards helping it, but it wasn't a big enough issue that I needed to fix anything. So we just buy level 21 golems and attach those supports, and it turns out that they survive well enough for most content. On to the Molten Strike though. Molten Strike actually performed rather well if you have an explosion chest. That is probably going to be fairly similar for most skills. If they have an explosion chest, Molten Strike, any other skill, not too bad. I did use Wildfire for the chain and 2 additional chains with the support throughout the entire character, though at the end of it, I did a few maps without Wildfire and without chain and just pure faster attacks, and it was actually rather similar. So the chains do, I think, help us have slightly better coverage on certain maps and on certain packs, and it helps get slightly bigger explosions. But without that, you can have single target setup up all the time, so you take out Wildfire, swap chain for something like faster attacks, and then you're always in single target mode, and the clear is still pretty good. You still get rather large explosions, but you'll also have your single target set up at the ready and do pretty respectable damage at any moment's notice. The damage in the end was okay. It wasn't anything too mind-blowing. We got through all the content, did all the Conquerors, did the Cirrus, even have a Cortex that randomly popped up and I ended up doing, because Abyssus does help in this regard, since a lot of our damage is coming from pure melee hits, but it is also getting from decent ball overlap on the projectiles. And you can see here is an example of a map with like sea witches, some influence, and also the bloom effect on, which is rather blinding but also kind of cool. So most of the character we don't play with the bloom effect on at all because it is a bit much, but without bloom it's still rather bright. This is just taking it to a whole nother level. So as I was saying, the single target, it's not too bad with our War Chief down, with our sort of balls hitting certain targets, certain enemies. If you can justify it on some large ones like this, because they will get hit by most of the Molten Strike balls, then the damage is actually better than you would think it would be, since most of the balls do hit. And you can see there's like an immunity phase there. I'm not really sure what the fuck's going on. I think they're added recently. I don't remember facing Cortexes and having to slow down on DPS ever, but for some reason there's like a damage reduction phase on plenty of their attacks now. I swear that's new, but I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. So there's times where they just basically don't take damage and you can't really try and blow them up. Anyway, we did get the Cortex, did get all the content down. Abyssus did make it feel a bit squishy. You can get another endurance charge if you want, but it's just mostly Chaos Golem negating the effects of the Abyssus as well as Fortify. And I did actually get a Feast of Flesh and a little Master of Fire Cluster Jewel as well, if you want to check the last final touches to the build through the Path of Building and the profile link in the forum thread. I did make a few little updates, a few little changes. I thought we needed the extra life gain and hit from Feast of Flesh and also the leech that it provides. But besides that, I think the gear is still the same. Just a bit of passive tree rework. Only used one additional strike from gloves, no more tribal fury, because I wanted a bit more damage. So I'll leave you guys with the Cirrus 7.5. Still not an 8, but it was a pretty good fight. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. What am I starting with? Faster attacks? In before all the golems are dead. I do have a defensive on them though, so they chill with me a lot of the time, which is good.
A real challenge. You've finally caught my attention.
You can face tank pretty good. Golems, don't be like that. And down. Wait. No. Less. Am I retarded? No. We got all our golems. Let's try a slow approach this time around. The golems line. I stepped outside of the circle. Keep a rip.
Really interesting enough to warrant.
Realistically, as golems should be like actually waiting for every single pathing, so that there's no like, oh my god, that hurts. So there's no, that word I'm looking for. Like vortexes and stuff in the circle anymore when I get in there. Eat die beams easy. I mean, I'm immune to ailments. What are the servers doing? This has been terrible. It's lagging so bad. I'm not going to use flasks this time around. Should I use one diamond flask? Yeah. It's a big waste of my diamond flask. What the hell was that noise? Golems are dead. What did they die to? That's super dangerous if they die when I really need them, because that's when I can become like prone to ailments. Leave golems alone. Leave golems alone! Uh-oh. I'm gonna go deep. I don't have a dash. What's that noise? Is it my golems getting like mega chunked or something? Or is it the balls, but they're still making noise after the fact? I don't understand. There's like a sound bug going on here or something. And a whole lot of lag, and all my golems are dead. Big lag spikes, big sound bugs, no golems. Fucking shit, dude.
I'm sorry. Cirrus, this was all my fault.
And a free pair of 85! Damn it! It's not Cirrus 8, so they're only 85, not 86 Hunter boots. Fuck. Never lucky. Oh well, we'll still make some tailwind out of them. Yeah, that makes sense. White charges are inspiration charges. 86 boots let you have 35 movement speed. I have bricked every pair of gloves on the first Val for like 8 fucking gloves in a row now.